Welcome all, Boone here from EWPRO. Getting into the weekly outlook, DXY on the daily. There's three scenarios here. I've gone over it a couple of times the last few weeks. First scenario is we get a C down straight from here. Another scenario is we get up to this 161.8, and then we get another correction and we get 5 up in here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another scenario is, which I'm sort of preferring, is we get a correction in here and we get those 5 up. So either way, even if we just going to get a correction in here, either way, really just, I'm looking for a sell. I'm only looking for sells, waiting for this wave here to end and look for a sell. H4, we got the 5 up with the bearish divergence. And this here, if I just zoom in here a little bit, this is looking rather corrective in here. There's no sell set up on it yet. But if we do get a sell set up on this, I'd be looking for the sell. We sort of do have like 3 up in here. We have like 1, 2. We're getting a third wave up in here now. Well, this may be the flat here. We get like 1, 2. We're in a wave 3 now. We got the 5 down over here. So I'm looking for a larger correction than these over here, which is what we're getting. But there's no sell set up on it at this stage. I'd really like to see a nice impulse down, a correction, and then I could look for a sell. AU on the daily. We're looking at this complex correction in here, looking for an A. All this is a B, and I'm looking for this C up, just waiting for this wave C down in here to end. H4, we got all the bullish divergence. We got it's a very choppy impulse up. I'm not really liking it. It's more corrective. This is more corrective, I believe. It's quite choppy. You know, if this was the end, I'd be expecting a nice impulse up and a correction. Instead, you know, we got a very choppy sort of a wave up in here. So I'm not convinced that this is the low yet. We may get a lower low here. It does look like we're getting a lower low in here, which makes sense. We had bearish divergence in here. We got a lower low. We got some sort of a correction in there, expanding flat. So, and we're coming down here. So if you get a little correction on the lower time frames, I mean, you'd be going right down onto the lower time frames to get a sell set up in here. But I'll be looking for a sell to go and break the low on the shorter term. GU on the daily, like many of the other majors, I'm looking for the C up. Looking for this A, B, C. Just waiting for this wave in here to be finished, like we have been for quite a while now. You've got to be very careful here. Like I've mentioned a few times now, we do have a bear hidden in here. So, like I said last week, really want to see a nice impulse up, breaking this top and then giving us a correction. And then we can start to look for a buy. You have to be very careful here, like I just mentioned. Get that out of the way. This is looking rather bullish. But I wouldn't be trusting it just yet. You know, it may give us another one up in here, just breaking that low, but not breaking that high there. And then give us a impulse down, breaking the low. So if you're looking for the buy here, you want to go right down to the lower time frames and get the first opportunity to just break that top, basically. If you don't get a buy setup, more than likely this will come down and break that low and not give you a buy setup. So really just waiting, really. Yeah, I'm not convinced with that bear hidden there on the H4. I'm not convinced that this is the low. So we may get a lower low here. Just be careful if you're looking for the buy. Get a nice entry and get it to break even. EU on the daily, nothing's changed for a long time. Like the other major currencies, I'm looking for that C up. Just waiting for this wave C down in here to end. On the H4, we did get the 5 down in here. We did get those 5 down in here. All that bullish divergence. We got a nice impulse up. If anything, I'd be looking for a buy on this instead of GU, because this has got a nicer impulse up. Yeah, for the buys, I'd be looking for the buy. We sort of got 5 up in here on the H1. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up in here. We got the bearish divergence. And we're sort of getting 1, 2, 3 down in here now. So, yeah, if you got a nice impulse up correction, I'd definitely be looking for like 5, 3, and another 5 up. Ideally, this is the end of that daily wave C down or end of the B wave, and we get that larger C up. But yeah, we're just waiting for a buy setup in here. Pretty much, we'll see how far this comes down in this correction, and if it gives us a nice buy setup, I'll be looking for the buy. NU, like many of the others, looking for this larger C up, this A. All this is a B, and we get a C up in here. H4, we got the bullish divergence, that's fine, but this was very choppy in here, So, yeah, I mean, this has a ball hidden in here now, so this can give us another one up here. This can give us like 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5th wave up in here, and then possibly, because this is looking so corrective, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a 5th one up in here and then it comes down, breaks the low, and then I'd be looking for a buy setup. Not really interested in the sells because of where we are on the daily time frame. We're right down at a low, so I'm not really interested in selling. I'm more interested in waiting for a nice buy setup. And at this stage, there really isn't a buy setup on this. If you're looking for the buy, I'll be just looking for a wave 5 up in here with that ball hidden there. The H1 was pretty much the same. This was sort of looking all right. It did give us a nice impulse out of here, but it's come straight back down, so something's wrong. Ideally, it would have broken out here and given us a correction in here, some sort of a correction in there to buy. It didn't do that, so there's no buy set up on it at this stage for that, just wave 5 up. GY is getting very complicated, like I explained last week on the daily. It's virtually untradeable now because we got this impulse down in here and we got an impulse up, another impulse down, and we haven't broken the top of this wave and the low of this wave here yet. It's sort of like getting some sort of a triangle or something in here, so it's very risky indeed. I would have liked a little bit more upside in this one here up to that 100 fib and then give us a nice sell setup to sell for this A, B, C down. It's become a lot more complex, as you can see. It's more of a buy setup this now. Yeah, on the H4, it's more of a sell because we have a bear hidden here, a flat in there, expanding flat. We sort of got 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. Where's the top? I think this is the top here. Just have to try and find where the top is. Well, I'd just be looking at this as the top here, and but 1, 2, 3, a 4, and get a fifth wave down here. Then we get that bullish divergence. Then if you get a nice impulse up, well, you could look for buys, but again, you're buying at the top of the market. This sell here, I mean, it's going to be difficult to get in. But yeah, I'd be looking for this low to be broken because, we do have that bear hidden in here. And yeah, more than likely that will play out. UY is becoming really complex as well. We do have 3 up in here. I'm starting to get another correction over here though. It may come up to this 100 fib where I like to see this wave C over here get to. We do have bearish divergence here, so very risky trying to buy. It hasn't been going. You can see over here I was looking for a buy. It come down very deep, so something's wrong. It does look very corrective for upside, but it's just not giving us that setup to buy. Now I would be leaving it alone too because if I get down to the H1 here, the reason I'd be leaving it alone now is because this is the low here, not here. So we're not coming from a low. This can easily be just an A, a B, and a C up, and then we get more downside because this wave in here is very deep to this impulse here. So more than likely it's just an A, B, C, and then more downside. So yeah, you could wait for this wave C up as a regular flat, just breaking that top. And then if you get a sell set up, you could look for a sell to go and break the lows. USD CAD, on the daily, we're still in this wave 3. Still in this wave 3. Then I'll be looking for a wave 4 and then a wave 5 up. We can get up to this 161.8 here. Like I've been mentioning, excuse me, for the last few weeks, this is looking very bullish in here still. And looks like we did go up and break that top. We already had the 5 up on the H4. We had that like 1, 2, 3, a 4, and a fifth wave up in here. Or actually, it's over here. Fifth wave up on a new spike. And I was looking for a larger correction than these over here. So we got like from the top, we got like 5 down in here on the lower time frame, and then like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, breaking the top, spike down. Now it's giving a spike up. So if you got a bullish setup in here, I mean it's only scalping, but I'd be looking for like 1, 2, 3, or just A, B, C, and then we get more upside. So just going down to a lower time frame in here on the M15. If you got a correction in here, you could look for a buy. If you've got a buy set up, you could look for a buy just to break the top. Basically, it's a scalp. The Swissy would have really liked this to come down a bit further. We got this nice A wave here. I'm waiting for this B wave, and then I'll trade that C wave up. This wave in here doesn't look like it's over. It looks like it's going to, this wave A may not be over yet. I don't think it is. The H4, we got the 5 up, and we didn't get a larger correction. That's a problem. This correction here and this correction here are of a similar size. And if we got the 5 up, I'd be looking for a correction, twice as the size of these over here. But it's breaking out. It's breaking out of this trend line in here. So more than likely, it will go and break the top. There was a buy set up in there I took. Yeah, I mean, very difficult to get in now if you're not already on it. You can see how choppy this is. It'd be crazy to try and get in on it now. It broke up. It's giving deep corrections, so it may just keep on doing this, breaking the top. So it might be very difficult, long drawn out process holding it. But yeah, it's not really giving us a buy setup. That's the problem. There was one in here, but yeah, that's over and done with now. EG, we're right at the low of the market. We got a nice impulse up in here. The H4, like I've mentioned, we got a C down in here. We got this like A, B, C in here. Excuse me. So we got, excuse me, we got an impulse from a low. We got 1, 2, 3, waiting for this wave 4. We have a bull hidden in here. So I'm looking for a buy setup to go and break the top for a wave 5. We're getting a lot of internal bullish divergence in here. So, it's only a matter of time before this goes, I think. You really got to go down onto the lower time frames, get a divergence and an impulse and a correction, and then you could start to look for a buy. With that bull hidden, I dare say we will get a higher high here, and we'll get a wave 5. So any buy setup you get, I'd be looking for it. WTI becoming very choppy in the middle here. We're still in this wave in here. Still in that wave, so I dare say there's still more upside in here. As you can see on the H4, how I've got this, we got this extended wave 5 in here. We've got 1, 2, extended wave 3, 4, and then I'll be looking for a wave 5 up. In here, this wave 4 in here, we have a bull hidden. So again, very similar to EG. If we get a buy set up on the lower time frames, I'd be looking for a higher high here, giving us that wave 5 up. So I'm only looking for buys. It's not, actually, it might be giving us a buy set up now. As we speak, we come from a low. It's very choppy here, but I'd be going down to the lower time frames and looking for a buy setup. If I can get my internet to kick in. Come on. Yeah, so it's not the best. I mean, the higher time frame looks a bit more impulsive, but when you get down to the M15, you can see it's quite choppy. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here on the M5 or something. So yeah, you'd be probably waiting for a wave 4 in here on the M5 and trading a wave 5 up, trying to get in on this move. You know, the larger time frame move. Gold on the daily, got this 1, 2, 3, waiting for this wave 4, the time factor, and then we can trade the wave 5 up. We are breaking the top over here, so really got to see what sort of correction we're getting. I was looking at this, it's like we got 3 down in here. We've got an A, a B, and a C. Very choppy wave C. We are overall getting bearish divergence, so I am looking for a larger C down for that A, B, C. Finishing off that wave 4 on the daily, and then we can look for buys to go to fresh new highs. At this stage, I'd be looking for sells, but again, there is no sell setups on it. Even on the lower time frames, it doesn't look like there's sell set. I mean, M15, we've got bearish divergence, but we still got a bull hidden in here. So, you know, there's nothing to say that that top won't get broken at this stage. Ideally, you know, wherever this wave ends, you know, we want a nice impulse down and a correction, and then we can start to look for sells. But yeah, at this stage, is that bull hidden there? You have to be careful. Ideally, this would have come down, broken this low, and then given us a correction. Would have made it a lot easier for us to get into a sell. But yeah, you do have to be careful at this stage with that possible bull hidden. Yeah. Silver, we got the 5 up on the daily. We got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to the first target. In here, we got this 1, 2, 3. I'm still looking at this as a correction, and we get a 5th one down in here. This is very choppy in here on the lower time frames. As you can see, I'm looking at this as a complex correction. So I'm looking for this like W, X, Y, X2, and a Z down in here, and then I'd be start to look for the buys again. Till we get this 5th one down, you know, with a lot of bullish divergence in here, then I'd start to look for the buys. If you're looking for the buys in here, you know, I'll just quickly go down to the lower time frame. If you're looking for a correction in here and a buy, you know, you're pretty much just looking for it to go and break the top. So it's really more of a scalp. If you're lucky, it really takes off, but I'd be definitely getting it to break even at the break of the top if you're looking for the buy. You know. Bitcoin on the daily, we got the 5 up here already. So this makes it quite dangerous to buy up the top of the market here. We got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, breaking this landing point of wave 3. It didn't get to our targets. It still may, you know, there's still maybe more upside. I dare say there is more upside in it. This wave 5's not over yet. But, you know, if you are looking for the buy, you're buying right at the top of the market. Sort of, it's giving an ugly correction in here. We got a nice impulse up after the 3 down. Nice impulse up. We sort of do have 3 down in here. So, yeah, I'd be looking for the buy. But again, you know, you want a nice buy setup because, and definitely be at break even at the break of this top because, yeah, how high this goes, who knows, you know, may get to the 161.8 and may just come and break this top again and then fall over. So, yeah. S&P 500, we got the 5 up. We lost all the divergence in this 5 up in here. If I go right back, we got that 1, 2, 3, 4, and extended wave 5. We lost all the divergence in here. So I was looking for a larger correction probably start looking at this as the larger correction flat, and we're getting more upside here, like an A, a B, C, and we're getting more upside. There's a lot of bearish divergence in here. It's getting, quite risky. You're buying right at the top of the market, and it's sitting on 100 fib on the weekly. So this green line here is 100 fib. At this stage, I'd leave it alone because it's already broken out of here, and it's already broken the top. And then it's given an impulse down. This is more corrective. It may be a flat in here before you get more upside. Yeah. This is looking like a B wave in here, so you get a C down, and then if you got a buy set up, well, you could look for a buy. Yeah. Again, you'd be buying right at the top of the market. Quite risky. S&P 500, sorry, AU 200, it's gone up and broken the top. But again, looking at the daily, we have a heap of bearish divergence there. It's only a matter of time before this falls over. It's gone up and broken the top. Really, I mean, I'd be looking at some sort of a flat in here. And we're getting 5 up. So, I mean, this may be the start of an A, B, C in here correction, and you get that 5th wave up. So, yeah, if you're selling, you might get a sell in here on the lower time frames and get 3 down in here in this wave C, and then I'd be looking for a buy to go and break the top. The FTSE, been saying for quite some time, this was looking very bullish. It's gone up and broken the top. We are getting bearish divergence on this too now on the daily. So, yeah. Is this over? Well, it looks like it may be. There's a couple of scenarios here now. Excuse me. This comes down, breaks the low. After these 5 up, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the bearish divergence. So we either come down, break the low, or we get a correction in here, a larger correction in here and more upside. So either way, excuse me, we're looking for a sell. But you'll have to be careful because you may be selling into a correction. So you'd want to be getting in on the first opportunity, and the first opportunities are on the lower time frames. So yeah, on the M15, you got bearish divergence. So if you get a correction in here, I'd start to look for a sell after those 5 up. Lastly, the DAX, this has really taken off as well. This one's not getting any bearish divergence on this. The H4, we're getting bearish divergence, but yeah. I mean, I'd be looking for the sell. I mean, the H1, you got all this bearish divergence. I'd be looking for a sell, but you'd have to be careful because this doesn't look like a correction. So this may turn into a running or expanding flat in here before you get more upside. I dare say that's what it's looking like it'll do. In here, there was a bull hidden in here to go and break that top. It's done that already. Now it's starting to give us that bearish divergence. So I'd be looking for a sell, like on the other indices. Sort of be waiting for some sort of a correction in here and a sell set up to sell for at least that like A, B, C. Then I'd be looking for possibly a buy. So I hope you all enjoyed the weekly outlook. If you did, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.